Hello, everyone. We're here to talk about Maul Shadow Lord, which now has 4 episodes out so far.
hmm
I was going to do this like week to week with a different person every week, and then that flew out the window when time just gets away from everyone. And so I'm trying to do it as much as possible, but hey, getting it on the second week isn't too bad, I think. So I've got Erin here with me from TikTok, Instagram, a fellow Star Wars creator. Actually, that's a question. How do you say your username?
I've had this conversation like so many times, including with Swagman at Star Wars Celebration 2023, and it was very embarrassing back then as well. My TikTok username is Thought Space because
That's not what I thought
when
it
I
was.
no when I made the account in like 2020, like so many people did
Yeah.
because of COVID, and I was still like very deep in Queen fandom at the time, like the band.
Yep, yep,
And I
yep.
was like, what is a username that is both Queen and Star Wars? So they have the album Hot Space,
Hot
and I'm like, oh,
space.
that's like space Star Wars, but I wanted to like make it funny, I guess. So I changed it to Thought, but I put the X instead of the O, so I didn't get flagged or something. And then I actually started like committing to making content and like making videos and stuff. And towards the end of 2020, and then my page like that's how people knew me. Like the bigger it got, I was like, well, I can't change it now because like that's what
Yeah.
people know me as. All my memes, all my edits, any edit that I've made is like watermarked with that. Um, so I kind of just say like the T is silent, it's hot space, but it is thought
Hot
space.
space. Um,
Yeah.
just to touch on that, if anyone, people might not know who Erin is, but if she mentioned edits, if you have seen the Boots edit of Clone Wars, that's her. She's the one that did that, which is an incredible edit, one of the best edits I've ever seen.
7, 6, 11, 5, 9 and 20 miles today, 4, 11, 17, 32 the day before. Boot, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Don't, 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 don't look at what's in front of you. Boot, 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 moving up and down again.
And
Oh,
that
thank
and
you.
that blew up. That was
Yeah.
everywhere.
That it was crazy. Like I still can't believe it to this day. Like it definitely is one of like my proudest achievements
Yeah.
on that app. It still gets like so much attention even now, and it's been over a year. Um I it was when that audio was going round because of the 28 years later trailer.
Mm.
And in my head I was like, this would be such a good Clone Wars edit. Someone should make that. Someone better than me. But I couldn't get out my I couldn't get it out of my head. And I think it was like the 21st of December or something. I just started screen recording clips from YouTube of Clone Wars and putting them into CapCut, and I put it on my Instagram story, like the first like 5 seconds or something like that. Being like, chat, am I cooking or am I burning? And I nearly didn't finish it. I
It
nearly
was
didn't finish
good.
making it.
I'm glad you did finish it because it was great. I love
Yeah.
it. It's
And
so
then it
good.
just blew up and I was like, whoa, and then Screen Rant wrote an article about it.
Yeah,
It was
I,
yeah.
I was I was seeing it pop up on Reddit. I was seeing it pop up everywhere. But yeah, back to your username real quickly. Yeah, I thought your username was like THX, like the sound logo that used to come up in front of
THX7.
Star
Yeah.
Wars. That's what I thought it
Yeah.
was. I'm like, oh yeah, she's a Star
Uh,
Wars creator. It's a
yeah, no,
THX.
that's definitely what it is.
Yeah, she must just really love that brrrr sound that comes up. That's what I thought it was. And I'm like, I'm not sure
No,
what the
it's a
T
good
is. The extra T is for. Might be because
it's a
she's
good
British or
sound.
something, like extra T or something. That's where I was at. Like,
It's a good sound, but no, that's not what it is. That's good though. I should have just told people that's what it was
yeah.
instead of it's
Yeah.
actually Thought Space because Queen and whatever.
Anyway, let's talk about Maul Shadow Lord. We've got
Let's
4 episodes out. What do you think of the show so far?
I am definitely very intrigued by it. I'm excited to have Star Wars animation back, 100%, because it's such like a special part of the Star Wars franchise that I feel like outside of Star Wars fandom doesn't really get a lot of attention. But
Yeah.
it's like special for us as fans to have Star Wars animation, and I loved The Bad Batch. so much, like so many of us did. So to have that like similar style of animation as well, just seeing it get better and better over time with Maul, a character so iconic as Maul, it is great to have it back.
Yeah. It's funny because Bad Batch was, when it was first announced, it was a show that I was like, I don't really care about this. Like, I was so burnt out on the clones. And then I started watching it and I was just obsessed with it. I just loved it
Yeah.
so much, and I was just like, this is great. And then when it ended, I was legitimately like depressed. I was just like, I'm
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
not
was
ready for
saying,
these guys to go. Like, I want to just hang around. But it was also good that they had a definitive ending in mind, which
yeah.
I thought was good. But yeah, I'm getting that same feeling at the moment for Shadow Lord, where I was like, when it first announced, I was really excited because I was at Celebration when they announced it. You know, Sam Witwer came out on stage, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. And then afterwards, I was just like, do we really need this show though? Like, we've seen a lot of Maul's story already. And then I watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, nah, I'm into this. This is pretty good. I'm really enjoying this. Like,
Yeah,
the animation is beautiful. Like,
it's so beautiful.
they have mastered what they're doing with whatever engine they're working with. Like, it looks incredible. I love the painted backgrounds they've gone back to using
Yeah,
for the cityscapes.
like matte paintings.
Yes, they look so good on screen. I love it. I love it.
That was like one of the first things I noticed in the trailer that was released. I think I did do a trailer reaction to one of them. I think the first trailer that dropped, and that was like the first thing I said out loud. Like, that animation looks amazing. You just want to take like every single screenshot and like print it out, put it on a wall, frame it, just so you can look at it all the time,
Yeah.
because it just looks so good.
I keep saying like, oh, I wish they'd do a different style of animation, like something like maybe like Resistance again, where it was just that really different
Yeah.
cell shaded maybe. But then like you see just how good it's getting, and I'm like, oh, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing. Like they really nailed it.
You've actually mentioned Resistance, and I've just remembered I've never seen it.
It's a good I want to say it's a good background show to have on while you're sort of doing something else. It's not a bad show.
Yeah.
People are very hyperbolic on the internet about it, being like, "Oh, this is the
I
worst thing
remember.
ever." But if you actually sit down and watch it, there's some good stuff in there. It's a little. I think it aims for an audience younger than who would have watched something like Clone Wars and Rebels. So
Like older than Young Jedi Adventures.
that's the thing, yeah, but older than
Yeah.
Young Jedi. So I think it just doesn't hit that sweet spot, excuse me, for a lot of people. But like there's some pretty decent stuff in there. And I really like the ships in that show. They look amazing and they're just really cool. But yeah, check it out. No rush, but you know, check it out one day. It's pretty fun.
I will definitely have to.
Yeah.
100%.
So we've got Maul. Okay. Maul is on Janix, and he is trying to rebuild his criminal syndicate, which is called something which I've just forgotten the name of.
Chris.
Shadow. Oh
It's
my
like
god.
not
Collective.
collective. It's
Yes,
not
that's
Shadow-
it. Thank
Is
you.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Shadow Collective. I just completely blanked on it. I was just like, Shadow Lord. I'm like, that's not right. That's the name of the show. He's trying to rebuild the Shadow Collective. What do you think Maul's end goal is? Like, is it just to rebuild the Shadow Collective, just to re-establish himself? Because we see him at the end of Solo, and he's back in charge of everything, working with Kira. Do we think there's anything else really happening? Because it seems like a very direct route to that. Do you think there's going to be more twists and turns in it or anything like that?
I feel like everything Maul has been doing since he got chopped in half on Naboo in the Phantom Menace has just been done to get to Obi-Wan somehow. So you know, like, oh, I'll just take over Mandalore to get his attention, kidnap his girlfriend, because I want to screw with him, you know, that kind of thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was like some kind of connection to his hunt for Obi-Wan and like where's he gone, you know, like to the point where he's in Rebels. But then also there is like what he says in the show, which is like he wants to kill Sidious.
Yeah.
So wants to get revenge. I wouldn't be surprised if Obi-Wan is somehow mentioned and everything.
I think that's a pretty good bet that he'll be at least mentioned. I don't think he'll appear, but at least mentioned.
No. Yeah.
Do you think Sidious will appear?
I want to say like yes, but also I feel like Sidious would just kill him immediately. So there is that question of like, would that fit in with like canon? You know, if like they encountered again, wouldn't Sidious just like take him out completely? But you know, maybe Maul could hold his own against him. It'd be cool to see him fight for sure. Like if he did show up, that would be really cool.
I think probably the more likely one to show up is probably Vader, if anything.
Yeah,
because,
or like an Inquisitor. Well, we know
we know the Inquisitors are coming. Yeah,
yeah, we know. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to them coming back. Actually, when the Inquisitors sort of first started popping up, I was just like, these guys kind of suck. Like they're all bad at their jobs. Like, I really like them in Rebels and everything like that, but I was just like, I don't know. Every time we see a new one, they just sort of get offed really quickly. But then Marok in Ahsoka I really liked, even though he's very much sort of just a very background, almost secondary character. And
space fart.
Yeah, very much so. But then like seeing him in the trailer for this show, I was just like, is Marok cool now? Like Marok looks scary in this trailer, and it looks I'm really looking forward to that. And same with the other Inquisitor, who I always forget which one he is. I want to say 11th brother, but I don't know if that's correct.
I don't know all my Inquisitors.
Yeah, look, there was a thing where, like, this Inquisitor, the other one that's showing up, 11th brother, whatever his name was, is supposed to be the one that Ahsoka kills in Tales of the Jedi.
Oh god, yeah,
yeah,
with the really cool looking mask.
Yeah, which was sort of an adaptation of the book Ahsoka, but then I think the book Ahsoka has a different Inquisitor listed, so it's not the same one, but it is the same one.
Oh.
So I have no idea. Ooh, is this a cat?
There is a cat.
Oh, okay, show the cat, show the cat, show the cat. Hello. Oh.
Where's she? Yeah, it's my my roommate's cat.
I have two cats,
Hello.
and they are the bane of my existence, but I love them. So yeah, we got the Inquisitors showing up next week, probably, because the Empire has arrived on Janix, which looked cool as hell, that Star Destroyer coming in.
Yeah.
Really love that. What are your hopes for the Inquisitors? Do you hope that they have a bit more of a effect than they have had in previous shows? Because they do sort of seem like slight complications for heroes to overcome, but they always seem to get overcome quite easily.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I feel like Trilla from Fallen Order is probably... But to be fair, I've not read Rise of the Red Blade. I know there's Inquisitors in... That book is about Inquisitors, but from what I've consumed in terms of Inquisitor stuff, Trilla's the best one. That's a very, like, high bar, a very high standard to reach.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to expand upon the 11th brother, like, because he didn't really... There wasn't really much of him when Ahsoka like fought him in Tales of the Jedi.
Just sort of shows up and dies. Like,
yeah, so I kind of feel the same way about Marok as well. So to get like a bit more backstory for him, maybe find out why he turned into a cloud when he died. Like, well, how did that happen? I don't remember. Presume it might be Night Sister stuff.
Yeah, but I think the other, I think 11th brother sort of deflated as well when he was taken out in Ahsoka, in Tales of the Jedi. So I'm wondering if they're both magicked by something. I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me because Maul's a Night Brother.
Yeah, so
from that, you
yeah.
know.
So I'm wondering. I think potentially, maybe, I don't know, Morgan Elsbeth could potentially show up in this show.
Oh yeah,
and she'll be the one to bring Marok back. I think that would make a nice, neat connection to the Ahsoka series. I've got to assume that we're going to see Marok killed in this show by
Yeah.
Maul and then resurrected. Whether or not it happens this season, though, because they did announce that we're getting a second season now. So
Yes, they did.
my timeline for everything that could happen, which was like that, and then they said second season, so now I'm like, oh, okay, so everything could happen in this period now. So whether or not it happens this season, I don't know. But I do think it would be cool if we did see that and sort of just got an answer for why Marok is the way he is in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I think that would be nice. Are there any characters that really stick out to you in this show? Do you have a favorite yet? And you can't say Maul, just because that's too obvious of an answer.
Well, not to like, oh, this might ruffle some feathers. It probably will, because Star Wars fans. But like Maul, I really do like enjoy Maul as a character, but I wouldn't consider him one of my favorites. Like,
Okay.
I know like so many people, especially prequel fans, they love him, and like that's great. I love him too, but he's not like, maybe the show
tier.
will change things.
Yeah.
But he's a great character. But in terms of like characters that I'm really enjoying in the show so far, Lawson. I like Lawson a
Me
lot.
too.
Everyone like just immediately was like, that guy. We
Yeah.
like this guy. He's cool. I like Two Boots as well. I forgot. I don't know if they announced it. They must have done. But I forgot that or didn't realize that he was going to be voiced by Richard Iowati.
Yep. I do think they announced that, or they just had him listed in the cast, and I was like, I'll bet you any money he's the droid. Like, he's just got the best droid voice. He also voiced Zero in the Mandalorian show. The droid that goes with them on the prison break in season 1.
Oh my god, I've not watched season 1 in so long.
Yeah, and then
I feel like it is like ringing some bells.
Yeah,
though.
I think he still has his head on the ship or something. So I think he's in another episode as well. I don't remember if it's season 2 or 3, but I'm pretty sure his voice pops back up in one of those other episodes. I think when they're stuck in the ice cave with all the spiders.
Yes.
I think his voice is
Yes.
in there as well. It's been a while since I've watched season 1 and 2. But yeah, he's also that droid. Which I like. Lawson, though, I fucking love Lawson. I love Lawson.
He's great.
I did see a conversation on Reddit the other day, and people were like, is Lawson taking too much of the spotlight from Maul? And I was like, no, I don't think so, because you need to have the foil to Maul. You need to have the opposite side of the coin. You need someone to ground the story, because as much as I love Maul, getting the show completely from his perspective is going to get boring really fast, because it is, like, no offense to anyone out there, it's just going to be him aura farming with a lightsaber for 20 minutes every week. Like, that's great, don't get me wrong, I love that stuff, but not for the entirety of every episode. And I think
you need to break up the aura farming
exactly,
with
and
other things.
I think having Lawson play off of that and just be the opposite of that is great. I think it grounds it. And Lawson's just cool. I don't know. I just really
Very
like
cool.
him. Hard-boiled detective on this like cyberpunky kind of planet. I'm obsessed with Lawson. I came across edits of him on TikTok the other day, and I was so happy. I was just like repost. Like,
I think I got one of those edits. Oh my god, it's just like jumped the cat. I think I got one of those edits, and I think I commented something like, he's so delectable, something like that. It's the way they animate men in the Clone Wars, like male characters. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they're doing.
I've got some friends that I'm a little concerned about with their obsession with some of these characters. I'm just like, they're not real, right? Like, I need you to know that.
No, we don't.
But look, I'm with you there with Lawson. Like, I think the voice actor, Wagner. Oh, I've forgotten his last name. I'm so sorry.
His voice sounds familiar to me, but I haven't looked it up yet.
How do you not even have him? Wagner Mora. There we go. Wagner Mora. He's been. Man, he's got like a great voice. Oh, he's from Narcos.
Who did he play in Narcos?
He played Pablo Escobar.
That might be it. I also thought as well, like, his voice sounds really similar to, I don't know if you've played Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Yes, I
But
have.
there's in the second season, I believe his name is Carlos. He's like the doctor of the group that like
Uh,
Clem finds herself with, and he's got a daughter, Sarah. And I was like, is this the same voice actor as Carlos?
I don't see it listed here, but
Okay, it
I
is a similar voice,
oh,
at least in my head it is.
he's also the wolf in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
I've not seen that.
Oh my god, watch it! It's so good.
Tragedy. I know everyone says it's so good.
It has no right to be as good as it is. Oh, he's in Civil War as well. Oh man, I've seen this guy in a ton of stuff. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted going through his IMDb here. I'm just like, oh man, this guy's in heaps of stuff I've seen. I love Lawson. I love seeing a strained relationship with his son, which it doesn't sound like it's something new to Star Wars, but it kind of actually is, seeing that strained
Yeah.
relationship where they're actually together, because usually you'll see the strained relationship of a father, but they're always separate. Like Luke and Vader, very, very separate. Han Solo and Ben Solo, very, very separate. They're still together, like they're not enemies or anything like that, but they're also like getting more distant apart from each other. I loved seeing, I think it was in episode 3, maybe 4, I can't remember, where he goes to Riley's sports game thing.
The lacrosse, the thing with
it's
the
lacrosse.
things.
And I saw someone complaining, like, oh, so they just have lacrosse in Star Wars now? And I'm like, girl, look behind Anakin in episode 1. There is that thing sitting on the wall behind him that we've all been making fun of. We've been making fun of that for 26 years. It's always been there. Like,
I love that they like put that in. They'll just, because I swear to God, like in primary school or something, you would have those like,
oh yeah,
like ball shovel things,
yeah,
and you would
scoops,
just,
and you'd
I don't know what they were for. Yeah, the scoops, and they just stuck one like randomly in the background of episode 1.
Paint it
And
silver,
then like
call it a
20,
day.
26 years later, they're like, we're gonna make that canon, and it's gonna be like a whole sport. It's like the ice cream maker.
the cam
in
photo,
Empire
yeah.
Strikes Back, yeah. Something so inconsequential, and they're just
Yeah.
like, nope, now it's a whole sport,
That's
and
a
it's
thing
here are the
now.
rules, and
I personally, I love that stuff when they just take like a single background thing and then just give it a whole story. I love that stuff.
Yeah,
Some people,
it's
I
great.
see some people really hate that stuff for some reason. I really love it. I don't know.
I think it's charming.
That's what I think. Yeah, I really get into that kind of stuff. I don't know. There's a part of me that just think it's really funny how much effort they put into something so inconsequential. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it just makes me laugh. It's just, yeah, I just, like you said, I just find it really charming.
And like endearing.
Yeah.
It's what makes
100%.
Star Wars Star Wars. It just shows that like everything on screen is like just there's so much care that's gone into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like even if it's such like a small thing, and it just, for me, it makes the universe and the world just feel more real and like lived in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really like that.
Yeah. What do you think of Spybot, which is Maul's little crazy droid guy?
I love that thing. Every time he's on screen, like in the past 4 episodes, every time he's been on screen, he's just so like gremlin-like and
Yes.
chaotic, and like I feel like you could look at it and go, oh, this is like too much. No, it's camp, and it's great.
Yeah. That's the thing.
And it suits Maul.
Very much so. I think that's the perfect word for it, campy. And I love it when Star Wars has that layer of cheese on top. Like, I love it being a little bit cheesy, a little bit campy, because I don't know if anyone else really grew up watching like 60s and 70s sci-fi stuff, but like, my god, like the amount of cheese and just silliness and goofiness in that stuff is insane. And getting stuff like that, like Spybot, just being that little maniacal droid, it's just a little bit of extra spice. It's great. I love it. I'm obsessed with Spybot. He is fantastic. I love me a murderous droid in this house. Karen's favorite droid is Chopper. So when she sits down to watch this show, I think she'll really enjoy Spybot.
It's like Dr. Aphra's droids in the comics.
Oh yeah.
The murderous C-3PO.
Yeah.
R2-D2. I want to say like one's called 000.
One is
something.
000. I always forget what the other droid is named.
and I don't know which one's which. I only have like issue 1 of like volume 1 of the first run of the Doctor Aphra comics. I'm very behind on my comics.
I know 000 is the protocol droid. BT1 is the other one.
That's it. Yeah. Or like, I don't know if you've ever seen Allronauts Star Wars.
Is that
But
where
what they did to-
they changed all the sounds? Is that
they like dubbed over the whole thing? It's so brilliant. And in that universe, the Jedi are just like party animals who have no respect for anyone. It's so good. I love it dearly. And in that, 3PO becomes creepio.
creepy?
And he's just like obsessed with skin, and
Oh.
it's so ridiculous. But that's what the Maul's spy droid reminds me of. Just creepier in the Allronaut Star Wars. They'd probably get on very well. I am concerned for Spybot's safety though, because he's not there by the time Maul's getting to Tatooine or like trying to influence Ezra.
That is true. That is
so where did he go?
I have no idea. I'm hoping he gets put into like a ship or something and goes off on his own adventures. And I want a Spybot like limited series comic or something. Like, I love this guy. He's just crazy. Is there anything in the show that you've been like, you know what, this could be a little bit better, or something? Any like disappointments, or like, I wish this was done a different way? Anything like that?
The thing is, like, when the show was announced, like, I was like, oh, that's cool, I'll definitely watch that because it's Star Wars and it's Star Wars animation at that, so of course I'm going to watch it. But I didn't really have like any kind of expectation going in. I just kind of trusted that the Star Wars animation team would, give us something good like they have done in the past. But I never had any like expectations for it. So like I don't really have any major theories. I haven't looked at any major theories. I'm kind of just sitting and seeing what happens, where it goes. And nothing so far that's happened I've looked at and gone, I didn't really like that much, or this could have been done better. It's either been, oh, I'm enjoying this, or oh, that's really cool, I really like that, like what they've done there.
Cool. No, that's good. I think my only thing where I'm just like, ooh, I want a bit more of this is I just want Rook Cast to have a little bit more to do.
Yeah.
She's kind of just been there. And I'm just like, I think part of it is just because she's voiced by Vanessa Marshall, who I love, who does Hera's voice. I just want her to have more to do. So I just love hearing Vanessa Marshall. So if Rook Cast can get just a little bit more, because she's sort of just been background muscle at this point. So if she can get a bit more going forward, I think that would be like perfect. I would love that. And I honestly think that's my only issue so far.
With Rook Cast though, like, it's one of those, like, now that you've said it, I don't really think much of her though, that's the thing, and it's probably for the reasons that you said. I would like to get to know her better. I am like, have we seen her before? I feel like
end of Clone Wars season 7. So
that's
Siege
that's where I
Siege of
remembered
Mandalore stuff, she's in those episodes. But I think that was the first time we'd seen her. I think that was her first appearance. So yeah, she was in the very end of Clone Wars season 7 and then has come back. So that's why there's still that connection to the Mandalorians helping Maul out. So she was involved in all that stuff. Which is why I'm just like, well, they brought her back, so like they've got to have a reason for bringing that back and keeping that connection there. So I'm hoping we get just a little bit more. Again, I like that
she's I like that she's like Darth Maul's like right-hand woman.
Yeah.
It would seem.
Yeah. Very much so.
It just continues that like thread of, even though Darth Maul is a Sith and he is like evil, whatever, he still respects women.
Yes.
I was just massive like respecter of women.
Are you familiar with Dark Side Divas?
Yes, I love stuff with Chris. I'm pretty sure like when I did Dyad in the Force, I feel like I've been on a podcast with Chris.
Yeah.
But I don't remember when it was, but I feel like I have been.
I was going to say,
I love Dark Side Divas.
I quote that sound that went around on TikTok of Steph talking about Maul, like, yes, he's a murderer, yes, he's a psychopath, but god damn it, he's respectful for women. Like, I think about that all the time. I love that line. It's so funny.
It's great. Yeah, stuff's great. I
Uh,
think we've been mutuals for a while, but I don't actually
yeah,
remember
yeah.
when that happened. It's been
Um,
so long now.
but yeah, they're great. Yeah, so I lost all my notes for this, for talking about this. I'm just sort of trying to go
It's
back through my
alright.
head. I wrote everything down on pen and paper, and then I didn't know where I put it. So I gotta learn to go digital in the new world. Is there anything else you want to like? Oh, actually, we haven't talked about Devon or her master yet. What are your thoughts on Devon Izara?
I am really just like, what happened to her? Like when, like I actually don't know. Like when specifically is the show set?
I heard someone
Because
say it was a year after the Clone Wars. I don't know if that is
yeah,
100% correct, but that's what I heard.
because I feel like it's not like deep into Imperial rule,
No, I feel
just
like
based on, you know,
well, that's the thing. The fact that the Empire isn't on Janix yet, and the fact that it's being made out to be such a big deal that they're not there yet, makes me think that
mm.
the Empire is very, very new and still just starting to move around the galaxy a little bit.
I imagine it's within like maybe 5 years at least. Like that's kind of like the timeline between episode 3 and when the show takes place, like in a 5 year gap.
Yeah. At Celebration Japan, Sam Witwer stated that the events of Maul Shadowlord occur about a year after the end of the Clone Wars. There we go.
Yeah. Well, with Devon, then it really is just like what happened to her, like her and her master, like how did they get here? What were they
Yeah.
doing? Definitely like we're probably gonna get another Order 66 flashback, which is gonna hurt so much because
That's the thing, like
but I want to see it.
I know it's become like the meme of like, God damn it, we're just getting another Order 66 scene and that. But every time
Yeah.
they do one, they do it so well. It's like, oh, like I don't need to see another one, but they always just nail it when they do another one. That I'm just like, you know what, I'm kind of okay with it, you know, at this point.
Well, it was such like a huge like thing in Star Wars, like in the history of the galaxy, Order 66, the genocide of the Jedi, and just all of that just gone. So like it makes sense that we would have like all these different stories from it. When people say like, oh, obviously they didn't kill all the Jedi because here's one there and there's one over here, but I mean, what is it, like 10,000 Jedi
At
were
least, yeah.
active in the galaxy? And there really is only like a handful of them. I feel like you can get away with, you know,
Yeah.
a few Jedi still remaining.
That's the thing. Like I see a lot of people having problems with Jedi constantly being shown to have survived Order 66, but like you said, if there was 10,000 that started it and we've got maybe 50 running around, like that's less than 1% that
Yeah.
survived.
The galaxy's a huge place.
That's the thing. Like the galaxy's a very, very big place, and like people already talked about how rare the Jedi were. It's not unbelievable that like a handful survived, and especially just when you look at it as an audience member looking at Star Wars, which is Jedi. You know, Jedi are such a massive part of Star Wars. It makes sense that we're going to see Jedi and we're going to see these stories, and we know that. Well, look, I don't think Master Iko Diodaki is getting out of this show alive. I think he's probably going to go, which is a shame because I love him already. Voiced by Dennis Haysbert, who I grew up watching the show 24. Do you know the show 24 by any chance?
I know of it, but
Okay.
I've never seen it.
I think he played the president in that show, and I grew up watching that as a really young kid. I don't know why my parents let me watch it because it is not appropriate for kids at all. And so I just remembered his voice so well, and then when he started speaking, I was just like, oh my god, I know who that is. That's President Palmer. I was just like, oh, this is amazing. And I love that.
For me, it was
Sorry, go ahead. Go.
sorry.
No. You.
For me, he played a character in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think it's the arc that makes Holt and Jake go to into witness protection in
yes,
Florida.
yes.
He's the FBI agent.
Didn't he? Did he turn out to be the bad guy as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spoilers,
I think
by the way,
yeah,
for Brooklyn
sorry.
Nine-Nine.
If anyone hasn't watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine several years ago, yeah, no, I do remember him now. Yeah, he did pop up in that. But yeah, I love him.
He was great in that.
I like that he has this like deep, commanding voice, but he's this
Very
tiny,
Jedi.
he's this tiny little guy, which I love. And I love how he is sort of. I want to say I don't want to say clinging to the old ways of the Jedi, being like, no, we can't steal, even if it's for our own survival. He's like relying on kindness of strangers in a world that is increasingly unkind. It's one of those things where it's like, is he too set in the ways of the Jedi? Does he need to adapt like Devon is? Devon is much more willing to adapt to her surroundings, to her situations. And I don't know, I think that's an interesting way of looking at these characters, like one's refusal to adapt to new situations and one who will adapt to new situations, which is potentially dangerous for Devon, because if she's going to be getting involved with Maul,
Yeah.
how far down that path is she going to go? Are you familiar at all with Darth Talon and that whole thing, or you just know of her?
I know of her. I'm very familiar with the illustrations.
Yeah.
And like what she looked like and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm not actually. I actually like Legends is like that's like a whole thing that I'm really not that familiar with at all.
So she is from it was a series of comics in, I want to say like mid 2000s. I can't really remember. It's been a long time since I read them. Called Star Wars Legacy. And it was set I think it was set like 100 years in the future. And it was like the Sith returning, Darth Krayt, I think it was, and then there was Darth Talon and a couple of other people. It was Skywalker's descendants. I think it was Cade Skywalker, who was a drug addict. It was weird. Like it's a
Legends always got so weird.
It's a weird comic. It's not a bad comic at all.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but it's very, very. Oh, I am definitely reading a mid 2000s comic. Like everyone's costumes are ridiculous. Everyone, it's very.
Especially
I would say
Darth Talons.
Yeah, it's very dated. And look, as a teenage boy reading it and seeing Darth Talon, I was just like,
yeah,
loving this. And then
I need more of that.
yeah, as I got older and I gained a bit more perspective, and I was just like, this is a bit much,
Yeah.
So I don't think that they're doing a Darth Talon in Devon Izara, especially because the whole reason people say, "Oh, is she Darth Talon?" Because obviously that comic book takes place 100 years in the future. How is she Darth Talon? I think it's based off George Lucas's original sequel trilogy plans or something. He wanted Maul to come back, and he liked the look of Talon from the comics, and he was just like, oh, and she's going to be his apprentice because she looks like Darth Maul. And that's where everything has come from, where everyone's like, ooh, Devon is going to be Talon in canon because she's a Twi'lek and she's Maul's quasi-apprentice. But that's about it.
I do hope that, like, I kind of hope that Devon does give in to Maul. And I actually do want to see that a little bit, even though I'm, light side Jedi, Rebel Alliance kind of person. Always 100%. I think it would be really interesting to actually see, like, a dark side apprentice who was a Jedi, who's become, like, trying to find their way in, a post-Jedi Order galaxy.
Yeah.
And then I want to actually see them join Maul, because obviously Ezra didn't in Rebels, but I want to see what that would look like, and I think that would be really interesting from a story and character perspective as well, because I want to see Maul have a pupil.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's the thing, because I remember when Rebels was coming out, I was just like, is Ezra actually about to join Maul here? Like, I thought we were going to get a lot more of Ezra going to the dark, and like I was clutching my pearls. I was just like, oh my god, like what's happening here?
I remember when I watched Rebels for the first time in like I think it was summer 2023 in preparation for Ahsoka coming out, and is that at the end of season 1 or 2? Don't remember. It's when he opens the holocron, the Sith holocron, and his eyes kind of like go
End of
red.
2, I want to say, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's end
and
of 2, yeah.
I had like filmed my reaction to like some of the episodes on for my TikTok. I actually need to make that into a video folder. That would be a good idea. And I was shocked watching it, even though I kind of knew the general direction that Rebels was gonna go in, because I just from being in online Star Wars fandom for so many years at that point. But it did get me in the moment, and I was like, is Ezra even for a little bit, is Ezra gonna turn like
Yeah.
dark? So I would be interested to see if that does happen to Devon.
I would like to see it happen. I don't know how far they'll
Yeah.
take it, but like you said, it would be interesting to really see that corruption sort of happen and her go down that path, because it's not something we have really seen all that much of. Like, we can say, oh, we watched Anakin go down that path, but Anakin's turn was very he's
Sudden,
bad now.
yeah.
like yeah, they do set it up, and it does sort of gradually happen, but the actual turn was very, very quick to me.
Mhm.
And so I would like to see that. I think they've set it up quite well so far, with like the little tea ceremony where he's talking to her, sort of taunting her in the darkness and the shadows and that, and sort of just like planting the idea in her mind that, you know, the Jedi way, that it's done. Like, you guys lost. You're
Yeah.
done. Like, if you want to be going forward, my way is the right way of doing things now. And I like it in their little lightsaber fight where Maul is just sort of taunting her, and she gets angry very quickly. She gives into that rage very quickly. And I'm just like, ooh, this is actually really good. I really do want to see this turn. And it's not so... It is a bit more gradual, and obviously we've only got 10 episodes in this season to fill, so it is probably going to happen quicker. But it is something that we haven't really seen, because we see in Tales of the Empire, I think it was, we see Barriss Offee sort of have her turn, but again, we don't really see much of the turn. It's just like, yeah, I'm an Inquisitor now. Okay, now I'm not an Inquisitor. I'm done now. Like, it's very quickly. So I do like seeing the more gradual turn, and just to see how far they will take it with her. I'm very interested.
I feel like we were getting that with the Acolyte.
Pour one out for the Acolyte.
Yeah.
Like,
no, yeah, drink.
It's just water.
This may or may not be alcoholic, so...
It's sadly a little bit too early in the day for me. I'd love to join you, but
it's only 3.4%. It's not, you know, it's not terrible. But yeah, I feel like we were getting that with the Acolyte. Like, that was so interesting.
We were.
Not to make this about the Acolyte, but
I'm always down to talk.
I'm so sad we didn't get a season 2.
I'm always down to talk about the Acolyte.
Yeah.
Yes,
it had. About it.
Yeah, yes, the show had problems. We know. You guys have told us about it all the time. I don't care. It was interesting. It was something different. It was something fresh. Yep. Yeah, I'm so bummed that we're not getting a continuation of that show. I had so much fun with it. Like, I really, really did. Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord.
I do think we've covered most of what we can really talk about. We've covered Devon, her turn. Honestly, just a quick shout out to Maul, Sam Witwer, killing this role.
Her performance is excellent. He's really like chewing up those lines.
That's the perfect way of putting it as well, chewing it up. Like, I've said this before, he makes a meal out of every line. Like, he chews on every word. I could listen to this guy read the phone book. Kids, if you don't know what a phone book is, we used to get delivered these books that had phone numbers in them.
They were yellow, and they had let your fingers do the talking.
Yep. Do phone books still exist? Do we still get phone books? Okay, so any final thoughts for Maul Shadow Lord. Anything you're expecting to see going forward? Anything you just want to shout out, talk about? Anything at all?
I heard that Sam Witwer's screams have been ingrained into the sound of Maul's lightsaber.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
and I think that's really cool.
I'm in my mid 30s now, so I watch things with subtitles. And
I do as well.
Yeah,
I'm not even 25 yet, but I still do that.
and it popped up. I think it said Maul's lightsaber speaks or screams or something at some point in the subtitles, and I was like, "Come again? What?" And then I saw all the promo stuff about how they'd put his screams into the sound of the lightsaber.
Which makes so much sense.
Which is
for
very,
a character like
yeah.
Maul.
It's very like,
very
yeah, that's on brand. Yeah, very on brand for him. I think, yeah, that's great. Yeah. Anyway, Maul, great. Sam Witwer, great. Devon is cool. Interested to see where she goes. We're big Lawson
100%.
fans. We love Lawson.
Yes.
We spoke very briefly, but her Master Darky, I like him. I do not think he is long for this world, though. I think we're probably going to be saying goodbye to him very soon.
Which will be sad.
Do you think he will die of his injury? Because Maul gave him a pretty good kick, and he seems like he's a bit of an old guy. Do you think he's going to die from that? Just like, ooh, this is like the last thing for me? Or do you reckon he might get taken out by the Inquisitors?
I feel like what you said is a good contender for what will happen to him. But I do think the kind of cooler option, maybe as a way to like introduce the Inquisitors even into the show. Obviously, we know they're going to be in it, but like, do you know what I mean? Like introducing them,
seeing them come in and actually take out an established character gives them a bit more stakes at the start.
I think that would probably be like a cool route to do it. And sad as well, obviously, because Darky would be dead.
Yeah.
But I think it would give Devon good motivation to like join Maul. Like Maul could very easily use that.
That's actually a really good point.
Actually, yeah,
because if Maul's the one that takes Darky out, Devon probably would not join him.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point, actually.
She'd be like, I've seen wanted posters for a guy named Cal Kestis. So I'm gonna go. I know that actually would not happen because it's like 1 year after.
Yeah.
Cal's like 13 at this point. But with that, I managed to mention it.
Yeah.
Mention him.
Yeah.
I've got to bring him up. He's my favorite.
That's true.
One way or another.
Okay, we've probably hit everything for Maul Shadow Lord. Thank you for coming on and yapping about this with me. Where can people find you online?
You can find me on TikTok at THXT_space dot space hot space. T is silent, whatever you want to say. THX space as you thought it was. And then on Instagram at jin.andors. And that's where you can find me.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on and talking about this with me.
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
I'll see you next time.